What to say to a narcissist to shut them down permanently? Have you ever found yourself trapped in an endless cycle of emotional manipulation, where every conversation with a narcissist leaves you drained, frustrated, and questioning your own sanity? Maybe you've tried to stand your ground, assert your boundaries, or speak your truth, only to have them twist your words or turn the situation against you. The more you try, the more they seem to escalate, pushing your buttons, undermining your confidence, and making you feel small. It can feel like you're losing the battle, no matter how hard you fight. But what if I told you there's a simple, yet incredibly powerful way to shut down a narcissist permanently? No, it's not about arguing, proving a point, or playing their game. It's about knowing exactly what to say and how to say it to dismantle their power and leave them speechless. What if I told you that the key to winning against a narcissist doesn't lie in continuing the fight, but in removing yourself entirely from their emotional chaos? In this video, we're going to explore exactly what to say to a narcissist to make them stop targeting you permanently. We'll cover the psychological tactics they use, why these words are effective, and how you can use your words to regain control and finally stop the narcissist in their tracks. If you've ever struggled with how to handle a narcissist, or if you've been wondering why nothing seems to work when you try to stand up for yourself, this video is for you. Keep reading to find out exactly what you need to say to shut a narcissist down for good. Welcome, and thank you for joining me today. If you're someone who's ever been caught in the web of a narcissist's emotional manipulation, you know how exhausting and frustrating it can be. Whether it's a narcissistic partner, friend, family member, or coworker, narcissists have a unique ability to dominate conversations, twist the truth, and deflect responsibility in a way that leaves you feeling powerless. But the truth is, you don't have to keep falling into their traps. There is a way to stop them in their tracks, and it's not about continuing the fight. It's about saying the right things at the right time. Before we dive into the specifics of what to say to a narcissist to shut them down, let me remind you to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe if you haven't already. If you've ever struggled with narcissists in your life, you're not alone. And I'm here to help you navigate these difficult conversations in a way that leaves you feeling empowered. Now let's talk about why the narcissist's game is so difficult to beat, and why your words can be the key to ending their emotional manipulation. Narcissists thrive on control. They want to be the center of attention, and they will go to great lengths to make sure they stay there. Whether it's using guilt, shame, or gaslighting, they manipulate every situation to keep themselves in power. The longer you engage with them, the more they gain control over you, and the harder it becomes to break free. But here's the thing. Narcissists are incredibly sensitive to losing control. They may act confident, but deep down, they are terrified of being exposed for who they really are. They need validation, admiration, and power to maintain their inflated sense of self. When you refuse to give them what they want, and when you hit them with the right words at the right time, you can completely disarm them. It's not about fighting fire with fire. It's about knowing what to say and when to say it to shut them down permanently. So, let's explore some of the most effective things you can say to a narcissist to stop them in their tracks. 1. I don't have the energy for this. One of the most effective ways to shut a narcissist down is by refusing to engage in their emotional games. Narcissists feed on your energy. When they provoke you, belittle you, or try to manipulate you, they are drawing on your emotional responses to bolster their own sense of power. When you tell them, I don't have the energy for this, you're sending a clear message that you will not participate in their drama. This statement is powerful because it puts the focus back on you, rather than allowing them to dictate the conversation. Narcissists thrive on emotional conflict because it gives them the chance to feed off your reactions. By saying this, you not only refuse to play their game, but you also assert your boundaries in a calm and measured way. You're telling them that their behavior is not worth your time or energy, and that you choose not to engage with it. This response is particularly effective because it is short, direct, and non-confrontational. It doesn't give them anything to argue against. It also puts the responsibility back on them to reflect on their own behavior, which is something narcissists are not used to doing. It forces them to confront the fact that you are no longer an emotional pawn in their game. 2. That's not how I see it. Narcissists are masters of manipulation, and one of their favorite tactics is to twist the truth and reframe reality. They often expect you to agree with their distorted version of events, and when you don't, they try to gaslight you into doubting your own perception. When you say, "That's not how I see it," you are refusing to accept their version of reality. You are asserting your right to have your own perspective, and you are making it clear that their version of events is not the only one that matters. This response is particularly effective because it challenges their authority in a subtle yet powerful way. Narcissists often expect to be the ones in control of the narrative. When you disagree with them, especially when you do so calmly and assertively, it throws them off balance. They are not used to being questioned, and this can cause them to retreat or become defensive. Either way, you've successfully undermined their control of the situation. 3. I'm not responsible for your feelings. Narcissists are notorious for playing the victim and blaming others for their emotions. They may guilt-trip you into thinking that you are responsible for their happiness or upset, even when their emotions have nothing to do with you. When you say, "I'm not responsible for your feelings," you are drawing a firm line in the sand. You are making it clear that their emotional state is not your responsibility, and you will not allow them to manipulate you into taking the blame for their reactions. This statement is powerful because it challenges one of the narcissist's key strategies: emotional manipulation. Narcissists rely on the ability to make others feel guilty for things that are not their fault. By refusing to accept this responsibility, you take away their ability to control you through guilt or shame. You are standing your ground and making it clear that their emotions are theirs to manage, not yours. 4. I'm done discussing this. One of the most effective ways to shut a narcissist down is by setting a boundary and sticking to it. Narcissists often try to push your buttons, escalate arguments, or drag out discussions in order to exhaust you emotionally. When you say, "I'm done discussing this," you are signaling that the conversation is over on your terms. You are no longer willing to engage, and you are not giving them any more space to manipulate or control you. This statement is incredibly powerful because it asserts your control over the situation. Narcissists thrive on keeping discussions going until they get what they want. When you end the conversation abruptly, you deny them the satisfaction of having the last word. You are taking away their power, and in doing so, reclaiming control of your time and energy. 5. I don't need an apology from you. Narcissists are experts at offering half-hearted apologies that are designed to manipulate rather than heal. They often apologize not because they are truly sorry, but because they want to maintain control or avoid consequences. When you say, "I don't need an apology from you," you are showing them that you are not interested in their false contrition. You are not waiting for them to fix things, because you've already decided that you will not be manipulated by their hollow words. This response is effective because it highlights the narcissist's tendency to offer insincere apologies in order to get back into your good graces. When you reject this tactic, you show them that their empty words hold no power over you. It's a clear and direct statement that communicates that their manipulation will no longer work. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this video has given you the tools you need to effectively shut down a narcissist and reclaim your power. Remember, narcissists thrive on emotional control, and the key to defeating them is not to engage in their manipulation, but to assert your boundaries, reclaim your energy, and refuse to play their game. When you say the right things at the right time, you can stop them in their tracks and protect yourself from their toxic influence. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Share this message with anyone who might be struggling with narcissistic relationships, and let them know that they don't have to continue falling into these emotional traps. Silence, boundaries, and strong direct communication are your best allies in shutting a narcissist down permanently. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong and take care of yourself. Chosen ones, God used you to defeat a narcissist. Have you ever found yourself struggling with someone who seems to drain you emotionally, leaving you questioning your worth, your decisions, and your very identity? Have you ever wondered if the painful experiences you've had with a narcissist are part of a larger divine plan, a plan that is ultimately working for your good? What if I told you that God didn't just allow these difficulties to happen, but that He specifically chose you to rise above the chaos and bring an end to the narcissist's destructive power over your life? In today's video, we're going to dive deep into the spiritual truth that God has used you to defeat a narcissist. This might sound like a bold statement, but the reality is that the narcissist's greatest weapon is their ability to manipulate, control, and break the spirits of those around them. And yet, despite their attempts to destroy your peace and emotional stability, you have been chosen by God to stand firm, to rise above, and to walk away victorious. The spiritual battle you've been fighting is not just about surviving a toxic relationship. It's about recognizing the higher purpose behind your struggle and discovering the strength within you to emerge stronger and more spiritually grounded than you ever thought possible. God has been preparing you to become a master of your emotions, a spiritual warrior who can overcome any obstacle that stands in your way. You've been chosen to break free, and through your journey, you will not only find peace for yourself, but also become a beacon of hope for others who are struggling with similar battles. But what does this journey truly look like? How do you recognize the divine hand at work in the midst of such chaos? And most importantly, how can you continue to stay grounded, knowing that this experience has a higher purpose? Stick with me until the end of this video as we explore these powerful truths and discover how God is using you to defeat a narcissist, not just for your benefit, but for a much greater purpose. Before we begin, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on more spiritual wisdom that can guide you in overcoming the challenges life throws at you. Let's get started. Welcome, my friends. If you've ever felt the weight of emotional manipulation, if you've ever found yourself entangled in a toxic relationship where your feelings were invalidated, your boundaries crossed, and your very identity questioned, then this message is for you. Narcissists thrive on control, emotional turmoil, and the ability to manipulate those around them. They seek to dominate their relationships, breaking people down, making them doubt their own worth, and keeping them emotionally hooked for as long as possible. Their ultimate goal is to maintain power through emotional manipulation, using guilt, shame, and fear to keep their victims in a constant state of confusion. But I'm here to tell you something powerful today. God used you to defeat a narcissist. When you find yourself in a relationship with a narcissist, it can feel like an emotional battlefield. The highs can be intoxicating. When they're charming, when they're showering you with attention, when they're promising the world. But the lows, they're devastating. They drain you emotionally, leaving you with nothing but exhaustion and self-doubt. It can feel like you'll never escape the grip they have over you. But what if I told you that God, in His infinite wisdom, allowed this struggle not to destroy you, but to refine you, to build something far greater within you? God's purpose in these situations isn't always immediately apparent, but when we look closely, we can see the divine intervention. Narcissists, as difficult as they may be, are part of a larger plan to strengthen the chosen ones, those who have been called to walk in a higher spiritual authority. In fact, your ability to walk away, to break free, and to rise above their manipulation is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of spiritual victory. It is proof that God has been working in you, refining you, and preparing you for a greater purpose. The narcissist's game is based on emotional manipulation. They are expert gaslighters, able to twist reality and make you doubt your own perception of events.